Hello everyone. So this is a video that I'm throwing together to kind of go over how to wire lights and put lights on like your off-road stuff. Either the stuff that, you know, your dirt bikes and things that don't have lights normally, or like in my case, I do a lot of conversions and sometimes I have to take all the electronics out in order to get the new electric stuff in. So here's a way that I have put lights on some of these, and I'm just going to kind of run down real quick what we're doing. So this is a diagram of kind of how I remember to do it. I just wrote it out real quick, but basically what I've done is you take your battery, like in my case I usually use just a 3S pack of LiPos, and you run a small wire to a switch, and then you run that switch to the number 86. You run a bigger wire from your positive, and usually we do a fuse. I do tend to use these relays that have a fuse built in, which is kind of nice, to the number 30 pin. And then the negative, you have the smaller wire going to 85 and the bigger wire going to your load source. So it's not super complicated. The switch is there to activate the relay so that the big power lead can turn on and off. So really, you're going to the relay and you're using the switch to let the power flow through here. So you've got this as one circuit allowing the switch to work because you've got the full loop for your switch. And then this is the other loop. So if it's your headlights, if it's your tail lights, however you do that. Some applications you'll want more than one relay. A lot of times you can just run the headlights and the tail lights on one relay. Usually you'll run your blinkers separate with a blinker relay, and you can run your horns and auxiliary and stuff like that. So let me show you what that looks like. So basically, in my example, I took some wire, some thicker wire and some thinner wire, right? And I have this plugged into my power source, which is a nice 12-volt battery, and you can run small little batteries if you want, or you can run bigger batteries depending upon how long you're going to run the lights for. So you can really use this for any application. And like I've said in some of my other videos, I love these batteries because they're really cheap. You can buy these for 20 bucks and you can gang some together to be your primary power for your little razors and stuff, or you can run individual ones to power fans while you're camping, or to power your lights, or whatever. So in this case, I use one of those, I plug it in, and then, as I was saying, you've got your switch, which we have two leads going to the switch. And let me tangle this a little bit. So basically, we've got this one, which is from the positive side, and we've got this one, which is from the negative side, and then we've got the switch right here. So you've got from your power, you're going to the switch. So the little red one right here goes to the switch, and then the switch goes to the relay. And then the relay, the other side of the relay goes back to, this black wire goes back to the battery. So that finishes that loop, just like in the picture. And then the bigger wire, the black one, just goes straight to your loads, and the red one goes to the relay that then goes to your load. So this is my two power leads. So I put this up on the handlebars of the dirt bike, and then I run these to wherever the lights are. And what I've found is a couple things. One, I like to use the same type of leads on all of my stuff. So basically I just get a set like this that has all the connectors for different size wires, and I use the same type for everything. That makes it a lot easier for me. And then you really need a good pair of crimpers in order to do that right. And then the other thing I like to do is I use LED wire for the LED strips, the 4 wires. So I've found that this works pretty well. You just take those, you take the 4 leads and you crimp them together. You can see all 4 of them. I stripped the wires and then I crimp them in here so that now I have 4 individual plugs. And then I'll strip these to go to one place and to another. So I'm able to run 4 different power to my loads, 4 different loads. So I can do headlights, I can do tail lights, I can do horns, and like a lot of times I'll run LEDs. I'll just run a strip of LEDs somewhere and make the, you know, so it's kind of fun at night to turn on the lights. So this is what I have to work with. So now that I've got this set up, now you just add your lights. And I've experimented with a lot of different type of lights and things like this. You've got a lot of times people will use these on dirt bikes and quads and stuff like this. So again, I use the same connectors on everything. So in this case, I would just take the red and plug it into one of the red ones. And then the black into one of the black ones. And that's it. And then you flip the switch and you got light. It's that simple. So these I feel are pretty bright. They're really good for like the little MX650. You can just bolt this right. Comes with the bracket, the mounting bracket, so you can just bolt this right onto the front of the dirt bike. Quads, anything like that. So this is a good one that I've used before. If you want something a little bit different, I think this one's kind of a cool one too. And the nice thing about this one is that it comes with its own switch. So you can literally use that instead of having to buy a switch. And this one has, it comes with mounting hardware that you can just bolt right to a tube. So if your dirt bike needs something like that. So if you like the dual light setup like that, you can do that, and it's the same thing. This one doesn't actually have a color difference on the wires because it doesn't really matter. The power flows through it. So same thing, you plug it in, one to the positive, one to the negative, and you flip the switch. And I was wrong, these are backwards. And you flip the switch and boom, there you go. So you can see they're darn bright. Wow. So you can, if you like the dual lights, it has its own little bracket here, comes with that. So that one's a good one, especially if you need a switch to come with it. I like that one. Sometimes people will do get a lot of these for their Jeeps and off-road stuff. So you can certainly do one of these ones. This one is a 40 watt. So this one's an 18 watt. That one I think is 10. And this one is a 40. So it's a little bit brighter. So you could certainly do one of these, which is you just plug in the red and the black, and flip the switch, and bam! Now we're getting kind of ridiculous. So this one, if you have a bigger bike or you need something like you're going to really go out in the desert, it will drain the battery a little quicker, but even all these together doesn't done. You could go for hours. So that one is even brighter. And then, so one last one I wanted to show you is this one. It's kind of a more squarish, and it has a couple of brackets that come with it. You can see it has this type, and then one for mounting it on a tube like that. So it's kind of nice that it comes with both of those. And then you could see it's just 2 big LEDs in there. I believe this one is also 18 watts. So if you plug in the red and the black, and now you flip the switch, bam! So now we have a ridiculous amount of light. So here's 4 different options for maybe things, you know, if you're looking to add lights to your off-roader. You got the dual lights, you got the one that's kind of smaller, might fit in a little bit smaller spot, the straight one, and then if you really want to go bright, you could go with this one. These are ideal for quads and dirt bikes and even regular bikes. You really do anything with them, and it's nice because, like I said, I can run them off of a 5 amp hour battery for as long as, you know, longer than I want to be out there. So hopefully that gives you an idea of some different ideas, and most of these are really cheap. 10 to 20 bucks is you can get most of these lights. So I will give you a little more information in the description down below, but I hope this might be helpful for you, and we will talk at you next time.